Hello guys and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the legends of Grimrock, and most particularly about its magical system. Now I don't know if any of you have seen the special sort of teaser video that they've put out. If you haven't, I'd recommend that you go and watch it. This is in my favourites if you can't be bothered to search for it, but if you can be bothered to search for it, just type in Legends of Grimrock into YouTube, or in fact into any search engine. You'll pretty much come across what it is that I'm talking about. But one thing that a lot of people have noticed is that in this particular game they have a very intriguing and almost unique sort of magical system. In fact, it's pretty much unique to the game, and they use a system of magical runes. They use 9 runes, so it's in a 3x3 block, and when I first saw the introduction video I was very impressed. However, yesterday the development team had released some more information about the way that the magic system and how these runes work. As I said, you can see that the system basically runs on a 3x3 grid of runes, and then when you combine the runes together, then you get a particular spell to be able to cast. However, certain combinations of runes are limited to the skill level that you've got, which is obviously a very good idea, because otherwise you would have people searching on Google and finding the highest level spells and then running around, and it would be very overpowered and it would just destroy the balance of the game. So that's a good move. Now, when you actually look at the grid, you can see that there's weird symbols, which are the runes, but each one of them symbols represents something. They represent fire, death, air, spirituality, balance, physicality, earth and life, and water. So you've got the 4 sort of elements of earth, air, wind, fire, and then you've got sort of meta elements, almost like death, spirituality, physicality, life, and you've also got balance as well, which I suppose is the pivot around which all the elements are sort of hinged around. I just want to read you a little bit of information that the developers have released about the specific runes themselves. So we'll go through each one and we'll discuss a little bit what they have to say. So on this up top left, they've got fire. And what they say about fire is that it's one of the first elements, and elements being a major group of runes, and they are of all 4 of the elements, and they reside in each of the corners of the patterns. Fire is obviously hot and it burns, so it makes a very suitable for destructive powers. Then in the centre up, we've got death, which is the force of vile deeds, cowardice and destruction, and is a very potent power for causing harm to others. I presume it would be also used in higher level spells, but we'd have to see later what they say about that. Then in the top right we've got air, which is the element. It covers the air that we breathe, but also the sky, storms and gases, and it's also used in conjunction with other less buoyant elements to help them float or fly, which is very interesting, and it might sort of blend a sort of sneak peek into the mechanics of the game as a whole rather than just into the magic. Then you've got spirituality rune. This rune represents the immaterial world, the things that have no matter but still exist. It's used for invoking the forces of the mind, thought and spirituality. It's useful in spells that either enhance or disrupt the psyche of beings, or to surpass the barriers of the mundane senses. So again, it sort of hints to the way that the game might be played, so you could maybe do some sort of, I don't know, astral projection or something like that, but I suppose at the moment it's just all speculation. You can make your own mind up from what they say. Then we've got balance, which they said that this is the central rune, and unlike the others has no opposite. It represents everything, wholeness and unity. The invisible force that binds everything together while keeping them apart. Mortal spellcasters can only exploit a tiny sliver of the vast potential of this force, and they usually use it to amplify their spells, target to affect larger holes. So so that basically sounds like it's more of a meta rune rather than a staple sort of rune. Then we've got physicality, which is in the middle right, and it represents the material world and strong physical forces. It helps otherwise immaterial things to attain a more stable physical form and adds to the strength of otherwise weak phenomena, which I think we'll discuss that a little bit later, but I noticed that the fireball spell uses physicality. Earth, which is the bottom left, is a strong and stable element. It's useful in bolstering defences or for tapping power from the surrounding masses of rock, moss and plants, which is also very interesting. So it's not only just earth, it's also earth things like plants. Life rune, which is the bottom middle, is the rune that represents health, bravery and creation. It is common rune in spells that aid, heal and assist. So basically that'll be your staple sort of healing rune, a restoration rune that you would get in any typical RPG. And then the last one, which is bottom right, is water. And it in water in all its forms, be it liquid, solid or gaseous, is an easily manipulable medium for mixing with other powers, but it can be used as a source of powerful freezing spells, which we probably just come to a little bit later on. Actually, we'll come to that now. When looking at the video that they released, I noticed that there's actually 3 spells that they've used in the demonstration. So the first one that we see is the fireball spell, and if you look, you can see that they're using well, first of all, the fire element. Then they're using the air element, and then physicality. So that's interesting. And then if you skip along to the next one that they use, we can see that they use it's air and water together, which casts a freeze spell, which is very interesting, and gives you a good idea of, again, how this spell system might work and how you could possibly guess of the particular rune combinations as well. The other one is a poison cloud, which combines the earth and air, and basically it's not earth. What I've noticed that in the development information that they've released, they say that it's tapping spores from the surrounding mold. And what that is, they combine that with air, which causes a cloud of noxious mold spores, basically, which causes poisonous damage. That's very, very interesting information, and I thought that I would share it with you guys in case you were interested in how the magic system works. I'm sure that over time they will release more information about this game, but that's enough, and that's as much as we know for the moment. So until next time, guys, stay safe, take care of yourself, and goodbye.